Yo, what's up? We are live. How's everybody doing? It's Andy Rock from Flobots. We're going to be bringing in J5 here in a second. What's up, everybody? Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's see if that worked. Hey, worked. All right,
Hey.
technology.
Uh-oh. The headphones aren't working. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, look at all these people jumping on. This is
I
good.
know, this is awesome. We'll give people a little bit of time to jump on.
Hey, everybody. I want to show
How's
something
everybody's
off.
Friday? It's Friday. I hope everybody's feeling good. End of the week. Thanks for logging in. We're gonna try to do this thing every month, like a fans first Friday, just so we can make sure we're like keeping you guys up to date on what's going on with the band and check in with y'all, and also hook you guys up with some gear and some cool things. How's your day going, Johnny Five?
It's going good, man. I have to show you what I just got in the mail.
Okay, let me see.
All right. Some people might be able to guess. It's a book that I already have several copies of, but each one is a little bit different. And this one was $4, and look at that. It's The Little Prince in Arabic, but
All
it's in
right.
Arabic also with the English transliteration. I know that's what people tune in for, is to hear this, that I got this. But I'm pretty excited. It's a big day.
What language are you studying right now the most intently?
I'd like to dig back into Arabic and get better at it. And the nice thing is, if anyone's studying a language, if there's a book you already know, like The Little Prince, I already have read it. I've never read it in Arabic, so if you try to read it, and if you read up something you already know, then you'll have like reference points. But I got I got an Instagram account for the language nerds. This isn't that one. I'm here to be Mr. Flobots. This is Johnny Five, everybody. How are y'all doing?
How many languages do you know, Jamie?
I mean, it depends what you mean by no, but there's five. I
How do
listen
you
to
how many do you feel competent on when you go to that country? You feel like you can get
to
around.
communicate. I mean, Spanish, Japanese. I could definitely have real conversations. French, I could have crappier conversations. Swahili and Indonesian, I can yeah, Indonesian's better than Swahili. So there's like five or six. I've been listening to podcasts in about five other languages right now
Yo,
to try to get them
Jamie
going.
Laree is on here. Is on the Instagram. Lady Laree,
Hey, Larry.
part of the Flobots crew.
Yeah.
Hey, she's been jumping on the Instagram more. About to blow
Well,
up her account. How
well,
you
you know
doing,
what?
homegirl?
We just parted ways just a few hours ago.
I know.
Maybe we should get into it. I know there's people still jumping on.
Yeah,
But yeah, this is F.A.M. First Friday.
yeah.
F.A.M. First Friday. We're gonna do this. So just to break that down, F.A.M. first, because F.A.M. comes first. But it's also First Friday. This is the first Friday of the month of August. And
True.
so we'll be doing this every first Friday. We'll be putting F.A.M. first and do Flobots F.A.M. First Friday. F. Just remember, if you
We're all about alliteration in this
if you
band.
forget, just remember that's four F's.
And yeah,
So
thanks. Like we sent out some emails and posted some stuff on socials, and we got like a lot of great suggestions. So one, like we're responding to some, trying to get back to some emails on people. But thanks for responding. And
yeah,
um,
well, we ask
uh,
questions. We want to know the answer. We're not just joking around. Um, and maybe we should just get into, just while people are still jumping on. If you, Andy, do you want to give a few updates, and then we're going to take some questions from people that people have either already
sure,
written or
sure.
some
Just
put in the
band
chat.
updates. What's the band up
Yeah,
to? So
what are we up to?
what are
No,
we
I'm
up
not
to?
just I know, of course. I read
You
all
know
of
what we're
Andy's
up to.
emails. There's not any emails I still have to get back to check it out. I know what the band is up to, and let's just say Andy knows even more. He even more
um,
knows.
well, first of all, we want to say thanks to everybody who came out to our shows. That was our first time playing shows and like an actual real show in, I don't know, 17
Since
months or
election
something like
night,
that.
yeah,
Yeah. Election night was a real show, but we're
but it
still
was
masked
different.
and Yeah, it wasn't with our people up front and being able to see people's faces and
Yeah, it
for
was everybody nervous for multiple reasons, spread out and not allowed to touch each other.
exactly.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming to those shows. We had a really, really good time. It felt really good to be back. We're going to be announcing some more shows here, mostly kind of Colorado and around Colorado. In the coming weeks, we are working on a tour on some tours for next year. So I know a lot of people have been asking, when are you going on tour? When are you doing that? It's been a while since we've been out. So stay tuned for updates
2022.
for that. We are for sure doing kind of an East Coast tour in March of next year, and you'll see all those dates. It's probably going to be a couple weeks, and then we're going to try to get the West Coast and wherever we can get to next year. We're going to try our best to. Um, so we will be hitting the road. We're working on some new music. Thanks to everybody for streaming our new songs and the new singles. We hope you guys are digging it. Quarantine kind of gave us a lot of opportunities to explore some things and some different sounds. And we have a new song coming out August 20th. So in a few weeks on
That's
Friday.
soon.
Yeah, it's Rewin the Day. We kind of give you all a sneak peek back in January, kind of on our SoundCloud, but we have the final mixed version.
The real deal.
Yeah, and it sounds really good. We're stoked on it. So that's going to be dropping August 20th. You'll see some stuff on our socials about that. And we're going to be dropping some more new merch items and things like that. I'll be talking about that a little bit later.
What?
I think that's kind of
I
basically
mean,
it. We're
Andy,
working on new music and just
yeah.
trying to get back into the swing of things.
Speaking of that, Andy,
Yes.
okay, I think this is a good time to do this. We're giving some things away today,
Yes.
and we're giving it away in the most fair way possible, which is complete and utter chance, random chance. Um, so we're giving some cool things away, and what's going to happen is Angela, who is our social media guru, she's watching, she's monitoring the chat, and Angela is thinking of a number. A lot of y'all know, all of us Flobots, we have numbers, but that's irrelevant, I think, to this. Well, I
It
mean,
could be a number.
as
It
far
could.
as
I
I
don't
know,
even know
it's
what number she's
irrelevant.
gonna pick.
We don't
Yeah.
know. It's a number somewhere between 0 and 1,000. And I'm assuming it's going to be an integer. I don't think she's just going to do 2.1. But we don't know. And it's between 0 and 1,000. She's thinking of one number. So everybody in this chat, in a second, you have the opportunity to guess one number. She's going to look at it and notice, and whoever gets closest, like the 5 people who get closest, I think all 5 are going to win something. And so I guess when I say go, you can pick a number. And I guess if people pick the same number, I'll let Angela figure that out. It might be that, if 2 people, you know what I mean? If
We
two
already
people
got
are,
one.
it worked
435.
fine. Okay, so we're not going to read all the
Purple.
numbers. It's just in a second, pick a number. Angela will figure out who won based on that.
48369. Kenny
And
O's
at,
number.
and at the end of this
645.
live, hopefully Angela's already picked the number. Angela, if you haven't picked it, pick it quick because you don't want to be infamous.
70123.
Okay, so it's happening already. You guys get it. I don't have to explain it.
900.
Yeah, we're gonna move on, Andy.
Mason's on.
We're
Cool.
not just gonna read the numbers. We're gonna move on, but in like 10 minutes or so, we're gonna start figuring out who won, and we'll let you all know. So yeah, just to prove, we're giving stuff away.
So maybe
So
we'll start with we also want to be, and maybe when we pick folks, we want to talk with some of you guys, and we're going to bring a couple.
well, let's do this. We're gonna take some questions.
Yeah.
We have some questions already that people have shared. But after you do your number, we'd like to get some questions from y'all in the chat, and then maybe in a few minutes we might bring some folks on to actually ask us questions in person.
Yeah.
So let's let people get these numbers. While you're getting these numbers out of your system, I want to start answering some of the questions that either came from emails or are coming up right now. And actually,
There's
I
a
want to
couple
start.
on there right now.
Yeah,
So
let's start with that one actually. So Jade asks, "How has creativity served your growth as a person?" Which I think is a beautiful question. And Andy, do you want to start with that?
yeah, I
How
think
has creativity served your growth as a person?
I guess I kind of refer this all back to being in a band and being creative with people. I kind of learned I teach at a university at CU Denver here. I teach music business, and I always tell my students, if you can join a band or group of any kind, it's like one of the best things you can do in your life. Whether the band stays together or whatever happens, you just learn a lot about people and interactions and, compromise, but how to make art, and you form this community around it. One of the amazing things about Flobots and bands I've been in is just all these people we get to meet all over the world and interact with, and even right here on the internet. So for me, I'm kind of, if you're a creative person and you do art and music and things, our brains just kind of work differently. And I think it has allowed myself to have a life fueled around creativity, and giving me a lot of things that I'm very grateful for that. So, when you're creative and you're with other creatives, it changes your whole perception of the world and develops relationships. So that's how it served me. It's just made me a better person and allowed me to have a community of people that I work with.
I would echo that. I think for sure the creative process can serve as a metaphor for other processes. I mean, I think, the band, especially like in the early days, we were pretty intent around every song was a democracy, right? Kind of, we were all in the room at the same time. We were all writing it and deciding everything together. And it reminded me so much of just different in activist settings where you're in this consensus process and you're committed to the consensus. And then you also feel like, well, this is hard, like this is difficult to move forward on something that we will all feel good about. And so, yes, the process of the creative process in a group, I think is incredibly instructive and has value for, relationships that you have, thinking through like what your politics are and how you believe change should be made in the world, how you believe decisions should be made in a community. I think it fits with all that. And I want to go back even further to where, as a teenager, when I first really fell in love with writing, some of you all know the woman who is the voice on We Are Winning, recently passed away. Her name was Minnie Baldwin, and she was a member of my church. She was in France during the Nazi occupation. Her father was in the resistance. We found out a lot of that when we invited her to come in and record that song. One of the first things I did as a kid was write about her for like a J.C. Penney competition, and wrote about called Spirit of the American Woman. So I was writing at a young age. But when I started writing and rhyming and like writing raps, I noticed something that would happen if I would have a day where nothing made sense, where, those days where like you basically replay these different moments. You're like, I should have said that, but I said this, and like, that wasn't supposed to go like that. That was supposed to go like this. Like I'm kind of a perfectionist sometimes about like how the recent past went. And it would be the end of the day. And I'm trying to make sense of the day. And I'm like, this makes no sense. And it made so little sense that I would have to put it on the page and I had to write about it. And for some reason, when I put that into a rap, we're like, okay, the day made no sense, but now the lines sound good. They line up well. They describe what happened. The rhythm matches. The meter fits. And suddenly I have this incredible piece of art that I like and I want it to exist. And so I'm actually kind of glad the day happened the way it did, because at least the art exists. And sometimes I like the art more than I hate the moment that happened, because the moment's not really that big a deal, but the art feels great and it feels like a way to connect to other people.
Yeah.
That's always been what writing meant to me. And it was a way to make sense of things that don't make sense. And it's also, I think, catharsis when you don't have anybody else to talk to, or you don't want to talk to or feel up to talking to anybody else. You have this piece of paper, you have this instrument, you have this way you can express yourself. And I even think over the years, it's become important to me to realize that there's art that there's things I need to express because I feel them. And then there's things that are important to share with the world, and they aren't necessarily the same. Yeah. Sometimes what I express doesn't need to go out into the world. And there's some rappers I'll listen to them like, I know you needed to say that, or I know you needed to like hypothesize about this violent act because maybe that was on your mind. But I don't know if you needed to put that into the world. I don't think just because you express it and you need it, it means the world needs to hear it. Maybe they do. Maybe you connect in a positive way. But I also think that for me, growth as a person has meant recognizing that just because I feel something intently and want to express it so much, that doesn't mean that's the correct answer at the end of the conversation. And it might be that I need to express that, and then I can take a step back and look at what I've expressed, and there might be some transformation I need to do next. So
Mhm.
that's a very long answer, but I hope that's okay, Jay.
Well,
We're
you're
trying to
the
take it.
MC, man. That's what it should be.
We're trying to take it
And I just
seriously.
to echo that, like same thing. It's like I love being able to pick up a guitar and strum out a melody and play. Your set like. In the earliest days for me, it was like usually about a girl breaking my heart or something. I'm like, I'm writing a song about this, or I'm gonna write a song for this girl. I'm 12. Maybe she'll like me if I give it to her. Okay, we got some questions. I'm gonna do some quick responses.
Okay.
Uh, when are you all coming to Utah? That might be sooner. Could have maybe happen this year. We're working on
Yeah.
some stuff in Salt Lake. Nothing confirmed yet, but that's close to us, so we might be able to pop out. So
Utah
that might
might be the
happen.
state with the highest percentage, other than Colorado, of a show happening. Is that
Yeah,
fair to
yeah.
say?
If you're Salt Lake, New Mexico, Wyoming are kind of like right here. That might end up happening before the end of the year. Um, what else? Let's see here.
I mean, you got a quick
Sorry,
one? I got one I want to answer, but it might not be. How about I do medium quick?
you do it. Go for it.
All right, I'm taking Spanish 3. This is Will Bog. Will.Bog. I'm taking Spanish 3 as an upcoming high school senior, and I wanted to know if you had any tips on taking my language learning beyond the classroom and to the next level. Well, this is a great
Oh my God,
question.
this is the
I
perfect
just
question
so
for John
I
Clark.
just so happen to love thinking about this. First of all, if I don't nerd out enough here, you can follow me on Zeno.Glossy. I think there's not very many of us on there, but we nerd out hardcore. So yeah, I don't know how your teachers are teaching it. They may be doing an incredible job, but it should be fun when you're learning a language. You should feel as relaxed as if you're in the shower and like the water's pouring on your head and you're thinking about things you enjoy. So I think the number one tip I'd give anyone who wants to learn a language is think of something that you really like and like thinking about, like doing, and try to figure out a way to do that in your target language. So like if you like to nerd out over Marvel movies and you know everything about Marvel movies, just as a random example, you can watch YouTube videos in Spanish of people nerding out about Marvel movies. And you'll probably know everything they're talking about, but except for the Spanish. So it allows you just to experience the language and not be distracted by, well, I don't know what they're talking about. You know what they're talking about. You just don't know how those sentences are structured yet, right? Um, but the even more important thing is that you find something that is at the level you're at now. So it might be a children's book. It might be watching a YouTube video of like um, uh, Jack and the Beanstalk, a story you already know, but now you're listening to it in Spanish.
Mm,
If you still don't understand it, then find a simpler one. Find something that's made for like 5-year-olds in Spanish learning to read for the first time. Watch that. Find things that you 100% understand, or sorry, it should be like 95% understand. 98, literally, they've done studies and you should understand like 95% of it. And then listen to those over and over till you get why the language is doing what it's doing. I think it's great to study grammar if that's what you're doing in class. That's fine. But more important is to like experience things that you like. So Duolingo's little stories I think are good. Any stories that you can find that you can immerse yourself in, and then um, yeah, we could talk for a while. If you have more questions, I'd love to.
well, here's
Uh,
another one.
okay.
13 Shy Guy says, how has COVID changed the way you went about creating your music or actually influenced any of your newest ideas? And I guess I can start that one. Um, yeah, it's definitely a different process. We're trying to, right now, I think what COVID has done is allowed us to explore a lot of different ways of songwriting. Not that we haven't necessarily done that before, but there was a lot more of a strategy of like being in a room and jamming, and we still do that. That's still part of our writing strategy. But when you can't be in a room, or you can only have a couple people in a room, kind of working with producers and coming up with different beats and different songs, has really kind of opened the door for us, I think, to try things creatively and try some new stuff. And, as artists or, musicians or anybody who's a musician here, you want to be able to kind of stretch out and try new things and see what works and see what doesn't work. but specifically about songs that we are writing, like this we Win the Day that's coming out on the 20th is definitely inspired by COVID and kind of the, you know, feeling alone and the anxiety and also feeling so disconnected from everyone, but also connected. And how, like, if we all kind of do our part, you know, we can make the world a better place. We can win the day. And also, just from a mental health standpoint, sometimes, like, you know, we all have bad days. Like, sometimes just getting to the end of the day is a win. Sometimes just like getting through the day and doing what you need to do and getting to the end of it is a win. And I had days like that during COVID and stuff. So I think, and lastly, I would say just like an even more renewed appreciation for you guys, for our fans, and for people that have like connected over this time and supported us in different ways. And, you know, when we can't be out on the road and, you know, making money playing shows and doing things like that, y'all are like stepping up and like, you're like, oh, let's buy merch, let's do this, let's go to the live stream.
Or
like,
even breaking even playing shows.
yeah, exactly.
Or losing money.
But like, just, I don't know, I think it's just, and there's different ways for us, you know, to connect, like Zoom and whatever, I don't know. So that's my long answer. Jamie, you got a shorter one?
I would just say, I mean, I think it is harder because like connecting to people after the show is so often how a song can take on new meaning, because you kind of, or I guess just this is a weird job, right? It's weird to make music, you put it out there, and then people just experience it separately from us. I'm not watching you all experience the music. When we play the show, you know, especially during times when we were just constantly on the road, so all we're doing is making music, which is great. And I think there's this, to have an effect on the world, there has to be more. It has to feel like, okay, what's the impact we're having? So when we have people come to us and say, I sit in a cubicle all day doing work around the environment and we listen to your music, that makes me feel connected to that work, right? When people say, I see the kid in the front row who's like screaming his head off and, you know, in the mosh pit, and then he's like, oh, I've been working on, you know, composting all around the city of Reno. Like, that means a lot. So that connection, that interconnected relationship, not being there from the end of shows was hard. And to me, there was also just something profound about knowing, like, this planet right now, we're experiencing something in common, like more common than ever before. The conversation is more common than ever before. The struggles are more common. So that meant a lot. And I think that was good. It was an enriching thing to be thinking about and writing about as well. So, yeah.
We got a lot of great questions, actually. Ruler of Everything asked me about the Inside Bo Burnham special. I did watch that, and I thought it was pure genius.
And I don't know what that is. So
you don't know what that is, but I watched it, and I kind of had to separate it into like I couldn't watch the whole thing in one setting, but I thought some of the songs were amazing. I think he's a great songwriter, and it was crazy, but also just, it's one of those things, like every once in a while somebody just makes something that's genius art. And I think he's created something that's genius art. So yeah, I watched it. I don't know how many of y'all, it's intense, but I like it. I thought it was great. Other questions, let's see here.
We got one here. Mama Orso 7, Mama _Orso 7 says, would you have any advice for an independent performing artist getting ready to go to the next level, touring, booking, do's or don'ts? I could do it quick and you could do it.
Yeah, that sounds
more
good.
in depth. And there's some thunder and lightning. You guys can hear that? I heard someone make a comment. We'll just see what happens. So I think the most important thing, especially early on, is to make sure you are like truly in love with and in relationship with what you're creating. Because I think the worst mistake you can make, especially early on, is to be like, I need to think that there's a way you should do it and that you have to create, you know, you're supposed to make music that fits a mold, somebody else's mold. Because I guarantee you, if you're making music to sound like other people, there's just a million other people doing that also. And if you don't have some authentic connection to what you have to say, then why are you different? You may be really good, but there's going to be like 10,000 people who are also really good at fitting that mold. But if you're really you and you're really sharing your actual story, your actual struggles, your actual experiences, then like you don't have to like build up a brand, because before there were brands, we are people, you know? So if you're actually yourself, like, you know, incredible rapper who for a while was like, his whole thing was sobriety. He had a song about weed. I'm like, or a song about alcohol. I'm like, why do you have these songs? Like, well, people might want those songs. And I was like, I respectfully disagree. Like, that's not who you are. Talk about being sober. Like, that's an incredible struggle that you've been through. So yeah, don't chase other people's stories. Like, have your own story. Make sure you love and your self-expression is authentic to you. That's the first step.
From like, more manager businessy standpoint of booking, like, I, not knowing your situation totally, I think it's all about small steps and small victories. So it's like wherever your town is or your local market is, like, sell out a show there. Like, can you sell 200 tickets, at a small bar? Can you sell 250 tickets and people will pay to see you do your thing in your hometown, right? Or, an area where people are really digging your music. So start small, do that. Promoters really, like, yes, they care about music, but they care mostly about numbers and who you can bring in and
Right.
who's going to hang, like, drink at the bar and like whatever, right? So start small and then focus just on a few markets. Focus on like 3 or 4 markets. That could even, like, Colorado's interesting because we're so spread out, right? So it's like you could go Denver, Boulder, Fort Collins, the mountains, Colorado Springs, whatever, and you can kind of. But all those markets have genuine people that live there, and if you can sell 200 tickets in Denver and 200 tickets in Fort Collins, and then 200 tickets in Boulder or whatever,
Right.
you're starting to
Right.
focus on. So maybe that's your city, and you have a couple other cities that are close by. Do
Well,
that, build it up, and then just start focusing on markets. And if the amazing thing that everyone has now is technology, and if you have a Spotify for Artists account, or Apple, you can actually see who's listening to you where. We wish
yeah.
we had this when we were starting out as a band because you can literally, oh, where everybody's listening to me? Chicago. So maybe you should
Right.
try to book a show in Chicago because the data is showing that people in Chicago like your stuff. So
Well,
that's
Andy,
my, and then find a good agent, start
well,
locally, book yourself and build it up from there.
another thing I want to say, I think this goes for both shows, like on the business side and the show side of it, is try to be honest with yourself about why other people, like why they should care about what you're doing. So I think the first thing I said, right, is it has to be you're making this art because you love to make this art and you have to make this art and that's number one. That's between you and the art, right? But that's not about the people in the audience, and that's not about the people who have you perform. I think that's where you could be a little more cynical, right? Like, why would this bar want me to perform?
Mm,
Because they believe in my art? Maybe. And that's beautiful when that happens, but don't assume that. And don't spend your time trying to get them to believe in your art, right? Spend your time trying to get them to believe that you can bring people to the show.
yeah.
How do you get people to the show? Okay, at first it's going to be your friends, but it might also be people who really believe in what those might be people that you've convinced from the stage. But even when you're convincing people from the stage, I remember my grandfather was in the world of theater. He said your audience is a greased pig and they will get away from you if they can. So you have to hold them. You have to say, okay, I know I believe in this, but look at your set. All right, is this song? Are people so passionate about what I'm passionate about? Can they hear me? Can they hear the words I'm saying? I'm gonna just take a question incorporated here. People asked about the medley that we did at the 11th
Oh,
Pavilion of all the different songs. How do we decide on those songs? Where did that come from? That came from us asking this question. We're like, yeah, we know people like our music. We know they like our songs, but what else? Because a lot of people we knew were coming to that show. Maybe they'd only heard Handlebars. Maybe they'd never heard any of our music, but they're just coming to the an outside show for the first time. So I think Andy, you and Brer Rabbit got together, and you're like, what's the why of this show? Like, what are people going to walk away with? What's the story of the show? What's happening there that's not happening anywhere else? And the
yeah.
idea
I think
of putting these songs together that would like take people through a journey, that was where that came
and,
from.
and and we just wanted to sing with people. Like, we have awesome Flobots fans, and some people know our songs, but some people don't. And so if there's a song that a lot of people
Right.
know, and we can do the act of singing together, which is like a communal, spiritual healing thing. And it's like they might not know the words to this song, but they know the words to that song, and that's something that we can do together. We wanted to sing with people,
Right.
5,000 people together, singing songs together. And I think, and, kind of, America, and like Stephen or Brer said it best, it's like America's a blessing and a curse. And if you can't accept both those things, then we'll never move forward, So I think that's kind of where that whole medley kind of came from.
Right. We wanted to be a part of this conversation about what patriotism looks like, what the dangers of nationalism and all. So it was a way that we
Yeah.
could still be us, be in this conversation, and also like bring people into singing things and sort of say what we wanted to say. Um, Andy, I'm wondering. We talked about
Should we
maybe
give stuff
bring.
away? I feel like
Well,
we
no, I
got a
think
lot of.
not yet. I think not yet. I think we should actually, if there's
Okay.
somebody, I think first let's check with Angela if she's done the math to figure out what's going on. I think we should maybe bring a person if there's somebody who wants to ask their question here, like where we actually see your face and hear from you,
Yeah.
and maybe get to know a little bit about them. Is there anybody who wants to ask the question? I think if you do, you can make that request right now, and Andy will bring you in, and we'll chat for a second. And then Angela, let us know when you have the winners.
For the numbers.
Yeah.
And I got to make sure I'm keeping up to date with all this.
So, is there somebody that wants to join us?
If not, that's okay.
You
I
don't
think you
have
have
to,
to,
you
if
know.
you don't know, you just have
Oh
to
yeah, you have to
request.
request to join. While we're waiting, someone said, "Do you plan to use more of the other languages and more music?" I love that question because I always want to, because it's like the other thing I'm doing a lot of right now. But I do find like creatively, there kind of has to be a reason, or I just since I'm not a native speaker of anything other than English, if I just start speaking in another language, which I'll clearly have probably not just an accent, but it'll be very clear like this is not my first language. I kind of feel like creatively, like, why am I doing that, right? Like, am I doing that to show off, which rappers show off, so that's fine. If it's clear, like, okay, I'm gonna flex in Spanish and see if I can do it, or am I doing that because I'm playing a character? Um, an example of one song where I do speak bilingually is I'm speaking about immigration, and I was writing it for a rally where you do something, and usually there's a translator. So I thought, well, I'll be the translator. This is simultaneous translation, and this is about two sides of a border. It's about two different conversations about immigration, and so I thought I want to show through this song that like we can build a bridge even just with our language. Like we could be saying the same thing in two different ways, and so the verse basically said the same thing twice, but with different twists on it, different spins on it. Um, I would love to find more excuses to create uh, like songs in other languages, and it always has to feel. I think the rest of the band will tell me like, you're trying to shoehorn that in," or like, "Yeah, that's a good way to do it." Um, but yeah, it has to make
Well,
sense.
I think Angela's ready to announce some of the winners. And oh,
Okay.
John Steele's here. By the way,
Oh, we got somebody.
John edited that. If you saw the Roshni video of us playing live at these last couple of shows, that was John Steele here. Everything John Steele, who did an amazing job editing all that together and being there
Super
and filming
amazing.
and stuff. So thanks, John. Uh, yeah, Angela, how do you want
Let's
to
do
do this?
so. Well, let me say this. I know we have. There's 5 things we're giving away, and the way we're going to do this is we're going to ask Angela, whoever had the number that was closest,
Yes.
first of all. So Angela has ranked them, I assume, from like 1 to 5 of who the winners are. And Angela, there's a tie. You don't have to tell us that. Just like pick, and then there's no controversy. So pick 1 through 5, and then each person will come on. And Andy, you can show. Let's do this. Andy, why don't you show what the things are that we're giving away
Okay.
right now?
All
And
right.
then everyone
Yes,
can
like
watch
Price
and
is
look
Right.
at the things, and then the first person will get to pick first.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
so one prize here is this limited edition uh, holographic print from our show at Levitt Pavilion that got you notice
It's
any of the
not
details here. There's
with
a
backwards
lightning
writing.
bolt.
It's got backwards writing. Oh
Yeah,
no, it's actually forward. It's forward, just so you guys know, it's
yeah,
forward
because it's the
writing.
camera. So there's only like
I know.
20 of these that ever got made. We only have a few left, so that could be a prize. Um,
And
Other
are we going to sign
prize.
that too? Andy, are we going to
Yeah,
sign that?
all the stuff we'll sign. Like
Yeah.
you DM us, get us your address, and we'll send it to you and all that good stuff. Let me see. This is kind of okay. So we're gonna do posters. This is actually a sneak peek of our next merch drop. This is so all these silkscreen posters are done by our buddy Stu at Ink Lounge, which is like a local business, and he does concert posters.
And they're all written correctly, not backwards.
Yeah, they're all right. They all spell our name correctly.
Yeah.
So this is actually, we did a shirt of this. We have a few new shirts and designs and posters that are going to be dropping here in the next month or so, probably in September. And this is one of them. We made 100 of these, and it's just really cool. It's like our sci-fi collection or whatever, because we're all
Okay, so we got cool poster 1, cool
cool
poster
poster
2.
2. Then we've got one of the super rare limited edition vinyls with the red and blue spatter. So there's only 100 of these. Well, maybe 110 because the band wanted some. So
Yeah,
you
but
can
they
see
can't
it
have
right
ours.
here. Check it out. So there's only 100 of these. What? Look at that! Oh my goodness! So, and it's signed by the band. Also, side note on the vinyl. I know a lot of people have been asking about that. So we are going to make another run of the vinyl. It'll probably be up for sale in September or October. We will do brand new colors and maybe some different kinds of foil. We'll still do a silver one, but we might do a few different options there. So anybody who bought this, like where we said it was going to be limited edition, like no, we will never reproduce these vinyls. Like if you got it, it's that color. We're never ever going to reproduce those. Okay. But we're going to make another run because we only made like 500 and they sold out in 2 hours because you all are amazing. And we're like,
Drew
well,
Lito
I guess
doesn't.
we're going to have to make some more.
Drew says he doesn't have a record player, but you could just spin it. I think if you spin it on your finger and listen,
Yeah, exactly.
you basically get it.
It's just cool.
As long as you play a
Now,
CD at the same time.
So, and we're working, I know a lot of
2
fans
other
have
ones,
asked
right?
for vinyl for some of our other records, and we're working on trying to get some of those other records on vinyl, like Survival Story and some other things. So, make sure you're on our socials, but join our email list because that's the best way to know about this stuff before it drops so you don't miss out on it. So a story about the vinyl that we just repressed is that the reason it took a long time is that we had to do a test pressing. And
so one prize is the test pressing, the most recent test pressing, right?
Yes, but the first test pressing we got was too quiet. So we'll sign it. This is the test pressing of Fight with Tools that was too quiet.
So we got 2 test pressings.
Yes.
Test pressing that's correct.
And this is the test pressing of the one that was sounded.
Right. So if you win, you have to pick between not too quiet and too quiet edition. Too quiet.
Jamie, you're
I
getting rained on.
Well, it's just near me. It's coming near me.
So yeah. So how do we want to do that?
I think we asked Angela to text you or put in the chat.
Or she can do it in the chat.
Angela, in the chat, can you put the name of the first place winner, and we will, if you want, bring you in, or you could just, if you're shy, you can just, tell us who won, Angela. Who was the first prize winner? Or the first pick.
Oh, I did get a request from somebody, so okay, we can bring them in.
Yeah, but let's do one thing at a time. One thing at a time. I like when we're making people scream with our Instagram live.
Wait, so who was it?
It's Bender7822.
Oh, it's Mason, who we're going to bring on later. He won.
Well, we should bring Mason on now then.
Okay.
Because Mason needs to pick. Or Mason, you could just tell us.
No, Mason, you want to come in? I want him to come in anyways.
Actually, but let's divide it into 2 parts. Let's have Mason tell us what you want to pick. Mason, so you got to pick from poster 1, poster 2, poster 1, poster 2. There's water going down my back.
Do you need to move
the 2 quiet edition, the regular edition of test pressing, and then just the vinyl.
And do you want to?
Yep, you won, Mason.
I'm assuming you want.
Which would you like to pick? Which would you like to pick, Mason?
I'm assuming he wants the vinyl, but.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, here we go. He's requesting now. Here we go. All right, I'm bringing him in.
Okay.
Let's see. I think this is working. Let's see if this works. Did it work?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
how's it going?
Mason, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, dude?
Not much, man. I just got off work. How are y'all doing? It's crazy
great.
to get to talk to you guys again.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And you came out all the way out to the Colorado shows, right? I know we missed you, but you drove all the way out for the Colorado shows.
Yes, sir, from North Dakota.
Whew. Well, we appreciate you and we love you, man. And first of all, let's get the prize out of the way.
You're not actively driving right now, are you?
No.
Okay.
I'm passenger right now.
Good.
What do you want, brother? Which thing do you want?
Oh man. I'm gonna go with that first poster.
Really? All
Yeah,
right.
nice,
You want the
nice.
holographic print,
Yeah,
huh?
that second poster looked banging, but
You want this guy?
yes,
All right,
sir.
All right, it's yours.
Mason, you're getting that. And just real quick, so we've been sending out emails about the Flobots fam in our community. That's really awesome, and just trying to connect everybody. And
Yeah,
Mason's been one of the Flobots fams for a long time.
since
uh,
2008.
I know, man. You're like one of the OGs. And anyway, so like I know like you got some stuff going on, and I think if you want to share that, maybe there's a way like our community can help out a little bit. Do you want to share about that a little bit?
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, my father was diagnosed with oh yeah, leukemia. It's a rare and aggressive form.
Hmm.
They caught it a little earlier on, but it's still ravaging his body, and he's having a
Mm.
hard time going to work and staying at work. So I set up a GoFundMe account for him, and I'm trying to get as many shares or donations or anything possible because I just had a baby back in December.
Congratulations, dude. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Yeah, I took him to the concert. That was his first concert.
Ah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm really proud of that one.
In the room. Yeah. So
And sorry, you were saying,
go ahead.
Mason,
Go
that
ahead.
you.
Go ahead, Mason.
I'm trying to, work out a way to be able to go see my dad and bring the baby with us so he can meet his grandson.
Okay.
Well, so here's what we're gonna do. We'll repost this and we'll share because it's hard to do links on Instagram, or whatever. And if anybody wants, you can DM us, and I'll send you the link as well. And on this post, if you
Yeah, is
want
it
to
all
do
right
that
if we
too,
share
like
that?
make a comment, and people can
Yeah,
DM you too, right? They can DM you as well.
of course. I'll send you guys my dad's Twitter and Instagram stuff, and you can tag him in it and whatnot.
Great. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll probably post that on our Facebook, like with this whole conversation of our live stream, and then just put that in our link and stuff as well. So yeah,
And
anybody that
I,
can help. First of all, we're
well,
sending prayers to you and your family. We love
Thank
you,
you.
man. We appreciate you, and we hope for the best.
and
And
I do see people in here. Like, I know anytime mentioning loss like reminds other people of things that they're either going through now
mhm,
or have gone through, and there's already folks saying wanting to donate in honor of people that Fabian say want to join in honor of losing his mother a year ago.
oh wow,
And I know like just within the band, there's been a lot of loss recently, and obviously a lot of loss going on. So
Mhm.
we both feel for you and feel with you, and yeah, let's find all the ways that we can stay connected and remind each other that we are connected in this.
This
So
is this is one of the coolest things that has ever happened. It's a horrible, horrible circumstance, but this is it fills my heart with joy that there's people like you guys out there and all the people commenting on here. You guys are Flobots
mm,
fans, some of my favorite people in the world.
mm.
they are the best. They are
They
the
are the
best,
best.
Well,
including you in that category.
and I know
Thank you.
it's a strange swirl of emotions, both to have bring a baby into the world, be dealing with, like the care and health for your father right now, and then we're giving away records kind of in one mixed in one exchange.
Yeah.
But it's wonderful to be connected with you right now,
Right,
Mason.
bud.
And
Yeah,
You are adulting level 1000, as we all are, and I know what that's like with two kids and parents and dealing with all that, man. So we're gonna do
we
our best
appreciate
to
you. We
help,
appreciate you.
and we love you, man.
yeah. I
Uh,
love you guys. You guys literally have no idea how much you've saved my life.
oh
Like,
man.
Wow.
I know
Well,
you probably hear that all the time, but it's one of those cases where it was going to be real bad. And music really,
well, that's the
Well,
power of music, man. That's
it's an
why
honor to
that's why
it's
we
an
do
honor to
it.
hear you say that too, and also like whatever that is you tapped into, or that strength that kind of was resonating on the same frequency with us, like you have that with you all the time, and that's I don't know, that's what's beautiful about the process. It's like it's always symbiotic, if that makes sense.
yes, sir.
Um, So Mace, thank you so much, and yeah, we'll be in touch.
Of course, I'll
Yeah,
DM you.
we'll get everybody connected, man. So, and I'm sending you some gear. So kiss that baby for us, man, and we'll see you soon.
I will. His name is Kylo.
Oh, nice, Kylo. Oh, that's such a cool name. That's such a
Yeah,
cool name. Oh, all right. Well, we love you, man. We'll see you
I
soon.
appreciate it. I love you guys. I'm gonna stay into the chat and listen to you guys.
Yeah,
It's
man, for sure. Do it.
wonderful.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you
Thank you,
again.
Mason. Send me love.
I love all of you.
All right. I'm gonna do Mama Orso next.
Well, let's do. Did Angela tell us the second
Oh, I
person?
don't know who the second person was, but I know
Let's
Mama
stay on
actually
that. Oh, okay.
wanted to do.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Hey,
Hey!
what's up? I got Paul on. I don't know how to get other people. I'm like, it's fine. We're all hanging out. We're so new at this. We're not the best at technology, but we're figuring it out. What is up? What is your real name, by
Melissa,
the
how
way?
you doing?
Melissa.
Melissa. Yeah.
Melissa.
Melissa.
Melissa. Got it.
Hi, y'all.
How are you?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Doing great. Wonderful to see your face.
I know. It's good to see y'all too. I was listening to all this stuff, and oh, dude, listening to y'all. One of my favorite things about y'all is how I made up this word, integritus. Full of integrity. It's dope.
Well, coming from you, I appreciate hearing that, especially. And also, I know you just published a book last
Sorry.
year. Have you continued to
Yeah,
write?
yeah, I did. Yeah,
What's
it's
that?
my thing. Yeah, what are you gonna say?
I was saying, so what's it been like since publishing that, since putting that out into the world? Because it's one thing to write, I know, but then to actually get it, share with others.
It's a huge thing for me because I've been trying to write a book for like 7 years. So to actually complete one, even if it's just like a chapbook, super huge for me to like complete something. And since then, it's interesting because I'm absolutely tired of it. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but like completing a project and then being like, okay, I'm done. I never want to look at it again.
It's like
Yeah,
making
there's
an
that.
album. You're like,
Well,
okay, are we
there's that
done?
dangerous
Can we
time
put it
between
out?
exactly, and then that's the week after you put it out. You better not listen to it because then you might you still have that editor mode. You're like, well, why didn't we change that? Or like, I found a mistake, or like, I'm still mad at whoever made that decision. But you wait a
I
few
do that all the
weeks,
time.
yeah. Well, did you have a question?
Yes, I did actually. So
Yeah.
I had a question about Flobots this time because I was the one who asked
Okay.
about like performing and stuff. But my question is, y'all have been together for I don't even know when y'all started. I know I started listening around 2008 as well. But how long have y'all been together?
Oof.
2005 is basically when we started.
I think the first
Okay.
show we ever played was technically 2004. We did an anti-war show at the Ogden Theater, and it was me and Mackenzie, Jamie Steffen, and my other band, like my old funk band, Bob Schism, was backing us up. And we did like
Yeah.
5 Flobot songs, I think, or
Yeah,
whatever.
basically, I mean, the name Flobots was around even in kind of the high school days. It was a very different like incarnation. But yeah, 2004, Stefan and I started doing some performances with. First, we had a DJ, then we brought in Mackenzie. So we had DJ and viola for like 3 or 4 shows. And Andy's like, "That's cool. You should do it with a live band." We're like, "Oh, why?" Like, well, you'll see. And then this Rock the Vote show. He's like, "Just let me have my band back you up." And so we teamed up, and having a full band. I remember just looking at the audience and like people were moving. I'm like, they're moving their bodies like because of what we're doing on stage. It seems like they like it. I like when people move around. And I remember like, all right, we're not going to go back. And so then obviously like the lineup shifted around different ways. Just it was all the energy from Bob Schism basically went into that original lineup, and that was 2000. That was October 9th, 2004, and then I think our next real big show was like 2005, January 22nd ish.
2005 is when we
Okay.
recorded Platypus and the first like incarnation of Handlebars, and but I knew like Jamie and Stefan and I, like so Brer, Stefan Brackett, aka Brer, his little sister is like my best friend, and like I named my second kid after like her name's Simone, and my second kid is Theo Simone Guerrero. So
Oh wow.
like I met her in high school, and then that's how I got connected with Stefan and Jamie. So we would all party together, like go dancing, like it was funny because it's like I didn't drink or smoke or do any
Yeah, I know when
drugs
people
or
say party these days, they just mean like do drugs, but we
yeah,
meant
no,
not
we
not do
actually
drugs.
partied. Like we would go to parties, and then like I would like
We,
get
we would
music
just
on and
make a
like
party. We would
dance.
just make like wherever we were just was the party, and we
Yeah.
would do like I feel like if you look back on it, it was some combination of like improv, dance parties, like and like role playing games that we invented on the spot. Like that's kind of like what our like culture was that we built up, and then just like dog piles for no reason.
So there's like if you go deep into the Wikipedia and internet stuff, there's like an old Flobots tape, and then Jamie did a solo record that I used to listen to all the time, and then that kind of inspired like, hey, we should get a band. Like, I love what you and
Solo
Stefan are
record meaning
doing.
solo cassette made using the sound recorder function on
Yeah,
Microsoft or whatever.
yeah.
Um, well, I think did we even answer your question?
So no, because that was like just the first.
That was like the beginning. We just started
Sorry, we just
talking.
went off.
No,
She
I
was
was
like, "No, this
enjoying
is
it.
we're still at the comma. We're at the comma part of my question."
I was enjoying it though because it kind of answers like the way you answered kind of is part of probably the answer to my next
Okay,
question.
we'll wait to the end though, to the question mark
Okay.
part.
Okay. Okay. I'm wondering. So since 2004, 2005, how have you managed to stay together? And then that's a and then a B is Andy. What brought you back?
Okay, cool. Yeah, do you want to start, Jamie?
Yeah, it's a great question because there's kind of two answers, right? Like, one answer is that we didn't manage fully to stay together. That we did like that it's been hard, and that being in a band is hard. And we can have conflicts within that, and you can have different visions, and just working together is hard. Um, and we managed. Let me put it this way: there was times where it felt like, um, does the band stay together with all of us? Does the band stop? Do we split into different formations? And yeah, the most painful moment I think in the process of the band was like figuring out some of those things. And I definitely don't look back and say, "Oh yeah, that was the right decision." It doesn't feel clear. And I think really, I'll let Andy speak to this, but like, um, a band is like a relation. A band is like a relationship, but not just one. It's a relationship with
You're
however many
married to
people are in
seven
the band.
people.
It's a marriage, right? And so, my parents divorced, right? So I know that marriages can end in divorce. I know that bands can break up and bands can have conflict, and they in fact always will have conflict. I hear Questlove talk about first step of want to be a successful band, don't break up, right? So the band did keep going, but it's only recently that we're joined back with Andy, and it felt. I'll say this: it felt incredibly good to reconnect, and not just the feeling of reconnecting as people, which is first and foremost what feels amazing. I mean, we've connected as people before then, but like to connect as people once again, creating together in the very site where like some of the painful uh, disconnections happened is like incredibly significant to me. And you also start to realize where you were like arrogant. Well, you meaning me, where you didn't appreciate other people, where you like took people for granted and didn't see like, oh, this person's incredibly good at this. And so, yeah, it's a continual process, and we're still here.
We're
Um,
here. We're still here.
and every phase, no phase is simple and without challenges. Every phase has new challenges, and guess what? Every arrangement of people has new challenges, and
Which is
like
great.
people become different. Whether it's 7 of you or 4 of you or 3 of you, there'll be conflicts. There'll be things you have to look at, like, oh, and there'll be like a new formation of conflicts, but there'll always be conflicts to try to make into creative energy.
And I think I will say like age helps things, like we're all a lot older, we're on, like I said, adulting level 1,000, like I've got kids and I think,
And I have a book.
yeah.
I have like a book too. I don't
I
have
think
kids.
like, for me coming back, those conversations started at our reunion show. And so for the nonprofit that we founded for Youth on Record, that Stefan is, works at, and we're very proud of all the work that it's doing. I told people when I left the band that Youth on Record was the kid in the divorce that was doing really well, because it's like,
Right.
hey, the nonprofit's doing great, and we're helping
Right.
people, and we're helping the kids. But so yeah, it's hard to like leave your band, and it's like VH1 stuff, or whatever. We all have our shit, and we were also younger. It was a while ago, and the nonprofit approached us about trying to do something so we could help raise money for the nonprofit, and it was 10 years that the nonprofit had survived, and I
It
called
was actually the ED who said,
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
it Jamie's idea of like,
yeah, there was actually executive director of the organization that actually reached out, and I reached out to Brer and Jamie and just like had a conversation, and like I didn't want to hold on to any bad feelings, and I wanted us to like do this, because I was like, I don't know if we'll get to do this again, and have the original lineup and play some songs for a good cause for this thing that we started. And I think that was like a really healing moment for me and the rest of the guys. And that kind of started our conversations about, hey, like I felt when I left, I didn't really get to finish the things I wanted to do in the band. And so now I'm a little bit older, and I'm very proud of everything. Like I helped make Fight with Tools and Survival Story and Platypus, and I'm really proud of that. That's something I'm really, really proud of, and that changed my life. And I felt like when I left somewhat abruptly, I didn't get a chance to finish that story. So I think right now it's about us getting together, being like, why are we a band? What do we want to create? What are we trying to say? How can we bring our community together, like you all, like just stuff like this, just connecting with you all, right? What do we have to say? What's important? What should we be talking about? What are the new issues that we should be talking about that are maybe controversial? And I need to songwrite. Like I need to have a creative outlet. Like I'm very good at music business. I manage people. I teach it. I know all those things. But if when we played our show on the 2nd, and we got to go out on stage in front of 5,000 people, and who we hadn't seen in forever, and that had been the first real show I had really gotten to come play back. Like, there's no feeling like that in the world. There's no feeling like it in the world, and it's so much joy that just like is exuding from your heart that makes you so happy. Like, I literally was like tearing up on stage, and I've had many moments. I'm a softie and very sensitive, but like I'll cry on the emo time, like I'll cry on stage while playing guitar like a real emo guy. And that felt really great. So, I think right now we're just like trying to figure it out. We know that we made some records that people really like, and we have this great community of people. And I think we still have some stuff to say. So that's why.
And the community, honestly, the connection with the community, once again, that's like grounding. It's people outside of just us and our egos or our like creative ideas or whatever it is. It's people saying like, hey, what do you have to say right now? What do you say about what's happening in the world? That all means a lot to us, because then we think, oh yeah, what do we have to say? And how do we respond to what's happening?
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's wonderful
really
to talk
question.
to you.
You got us to go deep.
There
was like an NPR. There was like an NPR.
Yeah, Terry Gross. Thank you, Melissa. Terry Gross. That's your hyphenated last name, right? It's Terry/Gross.
All right. Well, I know we let's make sure we get these other prizes. I think you have to hang up on us. I think for us to get to the next.
How to do that.
There's I think there's an X for you to do that. Oh,
I think you.
Okay.
You took away your image.
We don't know what we're doing either, so
it's all right. Well,
I'm gonna
we'll keep
get out and then come back, and I think it'll
okay.
Fix
Well,
everything.
but it's wonderful to see you, and
for sure.
always glad to know you're out there creating in the world and doing.
And we appreciate you, and we appreciate your support, and thanks for sticking around, and we hope you're gonna like what we do next.
Oh, y'all be well. I know I will.
So Andy, I got word that the second winner is at Very Bad Matitude.
Oh, and he's in here, so we can bring him in.
Yeah, Very Bad Matitude. Oh, he's like already on.
Yeah, I'm
queued up. Okay,
I'm bringing him in right now.
All right, Very Bad Matitude.
We're doing it.
I'm worried about this Matitude.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well,
let's get excited to be a winner.
Yeah, I actually am about to go to a concert. I'm repping Flobots tonight. So.
What?
Did you see yourself in the front row photos?
Yeah,
Instagram?
I did.
Nice.
Yep. I love it.
I feel like
awesome.
You're in kind of a lot of I feel like you're in a lot of the front rows, but
I like you
it's
guys.
yeah. When like seeing you in the front row is exciting because we're like, sometimes if I can't tell what the rest of the crowd thinks, I'm like, all right, you like it. I'm doing this for you. This whole show's for you. What do you want?
Yeah,
What do you
prize
want
real
of the
fast.
remaining prizes?
Um,
We got
can,
the
can I do the vinyl?
Yeah, the
oh yeah,
Red vinyl?
the real vinyl. This
not the
one.
test pressing too quiet edition.
All right, you
That
got
one.
it. You got it.
That
It's
pretty one.
yours. Done and done.
Perfect.
Do you have a question or anything you want to ask, or you don't have to, but if you want to, you can.
I do not have anything off the top of my head.
All good.
What show are you going
Sorry
to?
to
I
disappoint
have a
you.
question for you. What show are you going to?
They're called The Collection. They're a band from the Midwest.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
What style? What style? Like what are they like?
They're kind of like folk, but they did an album I love that was all about religious deconstruction, which is very personal and important to me. So it's
That's
What's
really
it called?
awesome.
What's it called?
Listen to the River. It's got a lot of allusions to Siddhartha, the novel.
All
Oh,
right.
this sounds amazing. This also sounds like an album Stefan would love too. So
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
have to tell him as well. Well,
Well, we appreciate you,
thanks for
man.
participating in our first FAM Friday.
Yeah.
FAM first.
You'll come back to the next one, maybe? You'll come back to the one next month?
I mean, if it keeps getting me vinyls.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Cool.
you, guys.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, man. We'll see you later.
See ya.
Peace. All right, who else do we
Okay.
got? Let's make sure we
Third.
get these other folks.
Angela, who's our third prize? And just there's quick questions about the book. So I didn't write a book, but I just ordered this book, and it was very cheap on a company that doesn't probably pay people enough, or for sure doesn't. But what we do is we support unionizing. If you guys listen to Boots from the Coup, I don't believe the change doesn't happen through exactly who you buy from necessarily. It happens through supporting workers. Oh, that was one of those
Got
things
it.
where it was like nobody, and then I said that, in the memes. Okay. Oh, Sean the Human was third. Click the video.
All
I think you
right,
want to join,
Sean,
and
what do you
if
want?
you don't want to join, you can
Yeah, you can just tell us
by chat.
in the chat. Oh, she wants to know what the book is. It's Little Prince in Arabic.
It's the Little Prince. I never said that, but the Little Prince is I think it's the most translated book that exists, and so it's also a really fun one to read in another language. It's a little harder than I always think of because it's like a kid's book, but for adults, so the language is kind of random. Okay,
All right, well,
so
message us if I don't know if we got.
we should, yeah. If Sean the Human is still on, you get to pick next.
Let's go to 4 then. Let's go to 4. Who got
Okay,
4?
I guess
We
fourth
gotta
is
be quick to get the prizes.
is Mungi.
Oh, here, there we go.
Sean. Oh, yeah, sorry. So
there we go.
Sean, what do you pick? So you got the options are other poster,
Or the test pressing, the quiet one, or the normal volume,
or the test pressing that is normal. It just means it's test pressing. It's just not the album. It's like it's special, Yeah. We see Sean the Human.
Oh, the other test press. What?
Other.
You want the good, the quiet one, or the loud?
Quiet one or correct volume. The one that we rejected. The one that we heard.
The one that we rejected. The normal
Okay.
one. He wants the normal
All right.
one.
See, I was like, I think the
Jamie
quiet
was
one,
sure someone would want
I was
the
like,
quiet
if it was
one.
me, I'd select the too quiet one but I guess actually functional records is more appealing than like weird novelty. Because Sean the Human could just say, look, there was this quiet one too. Isn't that interesting? Okay, now let's listen to the
we'll
record.
sign this and send it to you.
All right.
4.
Fourth is oh wait, is it Moongi?
Singapore. What? What's up with Singapore?
Hello from Singapore. Wait, apa kabar? Kamu bicara bahasa Malay, bahasa Indonesia? I wonder. I think in Singapore there's some Indonesian spoken.
Right,
the ASMR one.
Moon Gui or we? Is the 4th
or Moonji?
Moonji. Oh, some people are like, Quiet One's a piece
Yeah,
of
yeah,
history. So you're right, Jamie.
exactly. See?
You got some people on your side.
Okay, Moon, do you have a pick that the ah
Yeah, look at that.
ya aku bicara bahasa Indonesia dan ya aku ingin bicara dengan orang uh, yang bisa bicara bahasa Indonesia. Okay. Yes, Moon, you're fourth. It looks like it's
So
blowing
you
your
can have
mind
the
on your
quiet
icon.
test pressing
Quiet
or
test pressing or the
the
other poster, right?
You can either have this guy. I do have a survival story poster as well, so you could choose between that.
Well, just don't complicate it too much because I think it's going to work out quite nicely. Moon, just whichever one you want, let us know.
And you,
Because
yeah, if you want to log on, you can. You don't have to. It's a. Oh, you're on a laptop. Okay.
okay.
Poster. She wants the new sci-fi poster.
All right. Well, I just want to point out that 8Balls said I would have picked the quiet one too. I like weird novels.
Oh, did I lose you, Jamie? Jamie went into frozen mode. Yeah, I'll give away the survival story poster. We'll do that. Jamie, you might just have to log on and log back. Sorry. Okay, I'm still here. He's coming back. Who was the fifth? Sorry. 8Balls was the fifth. Okay. And so I guess technically I'm going to still give this away. We'll do a cheating on this one. So do you want the poster or the too quiet? Too quiet. What do you think? Let me know, and then we'll give it to you. And yeah, while we wait for Jamie to come back, so we got 5. Oh, 8Balls. There you are. Do you want the quiet test pressing, or do you want the survival story poster? What would you like? Too quiet. All right. Boom. And then Angela, can we do one last one for this? Oh, he's back. Okay, Jamie's back. Where are you, though? Oh, it says unable to join. I'm sending a request to you, Jamie. Who was 6? Did you figure that out, Angela? Who was 6? Too quiet was the real winner. Yes, I agree. 4 cats. I love that. Well, I don't think you can get on a laptop, Jamie. You have to be on a phone. So that's okay. You might just have to charge your phone. Let me see here. Well, you know what? I feel like I should give Ruler of Everything the survival story poster. I feel like that's fair. And I don't even have to see your cats. So DM us and I will get it to you. And we will do it. Flobot 5 unable to join. Classic Flobots. Let me see here. Oh, here we go. Oh, we got more people. Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna do 8Balls, and then we're gonna wrap it up. It is like a text thread. What's up?
What's up?
What's going on?
Wow. Yeah, I'm just like finishing up work.
Nice. Thanks for tuning in for our Flobots Fam first thing. We're trying it out. Oh no, I lost you. Wait, did I lose you? Guys, I'm sorry. I'm so bad at this. But we're going to learn and go. And then by month 12, we'll just be pros. We will be pros. There it is.
Sorry. I don't know how to work this either.
Me neither, right? We're like figuring this out together. Awesome. So you got a prize, right? Which one did you get?
Yeah, you got the too quiet test
Woo!
press.
Which is the win. Which I like in the thread that says this is definitely the win
Yeah.
of this live stream is too quiet. That's amazing. That people were asking about it, and we were like, this is also during the pandemic, so we're like, okay, let's get some stuff out so we can kind of, stay afloat while we can't play shows. And then I got its back, and I was like, what is going on? This is too quiet. So I had to pay for them to repress it with the louder one. So yeah, that's why it took an extra 3 months for you all to get the vinyl and for us to put it out.
I
So
see.
it would have been sooner. What's up with you? Where are you at right now?
Yeah, I'm in Seattle, Washington.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah.
I'm hoping we're going to get back out there next year as well.
Yeah, I've seen you guys a bunch in Atlanta, though, is where I'm originally from. So.
Oh, nice.
Atlanta.
We actually are. That's one of the stops we're hitting on the East Coast, or the tour in March. That's definitely one of them. Is Atlanta.
Nice.
So we're like New York, Chicago. I'll get it all officially announced and stuff. But and then we're working on the other dates and stuff right now. So awesome. So you sent us a bunch in Atlanta. And what do you do?
Yeah, nothing. It's like a boring corporate job. It's it's like not even worth it.
Hey man, it's all good. It's all good.
It pays my bills, so like.
Hey, I hear you. Well, I know Jamie might be able to answer on that, but if you have a question, I'm down to answer it if you want. If not, it's all good. You don't have to have one either.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that I have one. I just like thanks for the music that you make. I guess is like what I really want to say is like. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I think I was trying to get. He said, "Let me in." No, thank you so much. Yeah, like I'm glad you dig the. There he is.
Hey.
You made it back.
Hey. Hey. Congratulations on the too quiet.
Yeah, thanks. I was super excited.
Jamie was sure that was going to be
us in Atlanta.
Sorry.
Where did you see us in Atlanta?
It's a small venue. It's not there anymore.
Okay.
I can't think.
I was thinking of that place that has like heaven, hell, and purgatory as the 3 rooms.
Yeah. It's not there. I don't think it's there anymore.
Oh, okay. That's not there. Yeah, that place is awesome, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure it got shut down. Or they shut it down.
Dang it.
Well, we're playing somewhere new. I don't know.
But yeah, no, I've seen you guys there several times. I saw you a few years, probably, I guess it's been 4 years ago now in Seattle.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
We'll come see you in Seattle next year.
Yeah, hopefully.
I hope so too.
If not, I'll go somewhere. I'll go to y'all.
We're trying to make it convenient. We're trying to, come to. It's our job to come to your neighborhood, right?
Yeah, we're working on it. Well, thank you so much. What was your name actually? What's your actual name?
Allison.
Allison. Okay, Allison. Yeah. Awesome.
Well, no, thanks for the music you make. I know somebody already said it, but like, there's been times in my life that it's like, kind of been a lifeline, so I appreciate it.
Well, that's amazing. That means like a lot to us, and that's why we keep doing it. So like, that makes me like the happiest person ever, because I'm just, you kind of make it and you put it out there and you're just like, you're trying to be true to you and say something. And then you're like, when I know when I listen to certain songs that get me through the hard times, like if our music did that for some of you, then it's just like, I know what that feeling is like, because I've had that from other artists. So that's like pretty amazing. So we really appreciate you and thank you. Thanks for sticking around and still being here.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So I was going to get you that stuff. Go ahead.
Real quick, I want to say something we haven't addressed because we put it out there in the emails as a question.
Yeah. The F.A.M. Yeah. Talk about
so I think Andy put out the question, like, what should we call ourselves? What's the name for Flobots fans? And we got a bunch of suggestions. But I think I'll say this. I think really people have to name themselves. Like groups pick what they connect to. But as far as a hashtag, Flobots Fam, hashtag Flobots Fam. Seems like a really beautiful way for us to, like, after the show, we take pictures, we can see, oh, this is all the people we talk to. So if you have photos of a show, or you have like memories that maybe you've seen but we haven't seen, we need those memories. We want to see them. We love them. They mean a lot to us. So we would love it if you put some Flobots Fam photos on Instagram, or wherever. And I know that, like, people had different suggestions of what the fam could even mean. And like, there was for all mankind, right, was one suggestion. Or
That was a good one. I like that one.
Flobots Activist Member. And to me, like, I just want to know, going forward, I don't think there's like one answer to that acronym, but I love the idea of, like, what does that mean to you? What does it mean to you to be part of Flobots Fam, Flobots family? What does that acronym stand for you? And then there's some people that want to be the Fambots, and I think, hey, the more Fambots, the merrier. So I just wanted to answer that because I know we put that out as a question. It's a real question. You gave us real answers, and yeah, hashtag Flobots Fam.
And we got like so many responses from our emails and stuff too, which was pretty amazing. So thanks for doing that if you were one of those folks. And yeah, I think we're gonna like stick. A lot of people like the Flobots Fam like hashtag and like the idea because family, right? So, but yeah, I think
I think it's beautiful. You can resonate with one another too, which is kind of the point. Like,
yeah,
we've even had a time where like a group of folks from the beginning, like people listening to the music meant people were connecting with each other and organizing together. And even at one point, I remember showing up at a show in North Carolina and people were like doing voter registration. And we're like, who are you? We're like, oh, we're your street team. Like, so, or people organized a conference, this White Flag Warriors conference that was done by folks, for folks who are connected to the music. So we're never here to be like the leaders in that sense. We're here to like be connectors and hear from you, and hopefully the music reflects back to you things that you're doing in the world that really matter. And yeah, we're just grateful. We're grateful. This is a cool way to be connected to people. So we're super grateful to all of y'all and for taking the time to be here today. And yeah, Andy, is there anything else we got to get to?
No, I think that's it. We've been on for a lot longer than I thought we would be, so that's cool. I gotta get my kids
for perfectly competent people's phones to die.
I know. It's all good. But yeah, so
no W
again, send DM us like addresses and stuff, or if all else fails, just go to our website and send an email, or get an email to contact@flobots.com. Yes, I'm getting you the survival story poster, Rule of Everything. You are getting it. I made an executive decision, and that's because it wasn't even part of the
Let
5.
us know with Singapore what the details are of shipping something that far.
Oh, yeah. If there's
whatever we need to know.
I got to figure that out.
If there's a better method.
Or if there's somewhere in the U.S. we can send it if that's easier or whatever. Or whatever, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But let us know. I did not account for. I mean, I knew there was world stuff, but I did not account for Singapore, so I'll figure that out. I will figure that out. Okay, everybody. Well, and this will be on our Instagram. People can check it out later. And don't forget, if you want to help out Mason with his GoFundMe, you can message us, and we will post that info like on our Facebook later on. We'll repost this on Facebook. So, yeah, I think that's our first Flobots Fam First Friday. So we're going to try to do this every Friday. We'll probably do it on Instagram. We might try YouTube and Facebook. We might try a few different things and see what kind of works as we're all kind of experimenting. But let other fans and fam know about it so we can get more folks on here and talking and doing more cool things and giving away stuff. So we appreciate you all so much. Yeah, I guess that's it. So I guess I'm going to sign off. We love you. We'll see you soon. More music's on the way, and we'll be on the road here in 2022. All right, love you all. We'll see